Greetings in the name of Yahusha HaMashiach, Melech of Yasharal, Kohen forever according to the order of Melchizedek. All esteem, honor, and glory unto our Lua Yahuwah. This is Melek Shelemoh Trading. My name is Mayaka'al Shalama, and I'm going to do a trade recap here on ES Futures. And before I do that, let's do this risk disclosure.
General disclosure. All MELEK SHELOMOH Trading LLC materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. Risk disclosure. Trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results.
All right, let's jump into the recap. So today we opened around my higher time frame. It's a LPSY on the higher time frame, which is at 59.2775. So we opened just below that. Overnight high was at 59.2450. So I was looking for something like a Black Sun strategy development around Camarilla R3.
ES sellers.
We have Camarilla R3 at, hold on one second. Right, at 59.2950. So I was looking for a rejection around that area. So we did get a development of a quick little Black Sun strategy distribution here. But this was happening too early in the session. For me, it was only 15 minutes in. And I was looking at this liquidity here. It has not been breached. We have these levels. Yesterday's high needs to be breached. And Camarilla R3 plus this LPSY, basically like a retest. I'm looking for something like this. Like probably like a buying climax. Like let this go up. Buying climax. Automatic reaction. Up trust. Then I could take the short trade from here. Right? So I didn't really get that. Price action just kind of immediately sold off, rejected this liquidity. So I was looking, my next opportunity would be looking at value area high, the previous day's value area high. This is also a top central pivot level. This was yesterday's IB high. And these are, yes, this is yesterday's VPOC, overnight VPOC. On TradingView, this is overnight VPOC on Bookmap, and this is yesterday's VPOC on Bookmap. So this general area here is a high volume area, right? So I'm looking at price action coming down to the value area high level, right? Previous day's value area high. So I'm looking to see if buyers are going to defend yesterday's value area high, or if they're going to let price action push into yesterday's value area, right? So a bullish posture would be for buyers to defend value area high. So we're coming down here, we're getting selling sweeps and buying sweeps, right? We're pushing into liquidity. So there is liquidity on the bid. Buyers are stepping in here to try and support price. Liquidity on the bid, liquidity on the bid. And we're in the lower deviation bands, right? So this is a good setup here for me to find an accumulation structure. So looking for the accumulation structure, we get the selling climax here. We get heavy volume, right? We start to get heavy volume from here. So this is something like a preliminary supply. We have the liquidity absorbing the absorbing the sellers, right? We push down, we get to the selling climax. We have heavy liquidity supporting on the bid. We start to get selling sweeps. Those red bubbles right there, those are selling sweeps. We get absorption 125, and we get iceberg. Let me see if I can move that. Right, we get iceberg buyers at 125. Right here. So I'm looking at the absorption happening. We're getting a counter rotation signal from the selling sweeps, because usually when you get selling sweeps, you get a counter rotation to the upside. So let me just use my arrows. right? So selling climax on high volume, we have heavy liquidity on the bid, we have absorption, and we have iceberg buyers, right? So all indications of a little reversal taking place or potential reversal. So I'm looking, paying attention now. If this is a selling climax, we're supposed to get the automatic rally. So we get the automatic rally, label that as the automatic rally. That's the selling climax right there, right? So we pull back after this automatic rally. For a Wyckoff accumulation structure phase A to develop, we need a secondary stop, and then we need an uptrust, right? So basically phase A is when the secondary stop is created, which is here. We get heavy volume again. We still have liquidity on the bid. I have my TC pivot level and my value area high as supporting levels. So I take the long trade here. You see liquidity actually comes in heavier on the bid as the secondary stop is created. That's the level right there, around 5,900. Liquidity comes in the bid. I jump in the trade right there. Exit after we create the uptrust action. So let me just open up the trade a little bit. Right, so you can see on the selling climax, we have the volume coming in. We have absorption on the bid. We get a small bounce. It comes back, selling climax, right? We have the iceberg buyers, absorption, selling sweeps indicator, kind of indicating a rotation to the upside. We do have iceberg sellers as well. They're getting stopped out. We push up. We create the automatic rally. And let's just move this across. After the automatic rally is created, we have iceberg sellers pushing price back down. We come back here. We get heavy volume, selling sweeps. We get no selling pressure here. And we push up off of that, right? We have the heavy bid stepping in at the secondary stop. We have the heavy bid below that as well, supporting price. And I enter the trade kind of like a break above this little auction right here. So a little dip below the auction, push back up, heavy volume, buying, enter the trade, and we push up. So we're pushing up off of, let me just point that out as well. Right. So this is second lower deviation. We're heading towards first lower deviation, right? That's the VWAP anchors from the RTH session. So heavy liquidity, second lower deviation, buyers, heavy volume. We push off, take the trade, right? Long trade. Let's see. So we push up to first lower deviation, which is right here at 5907. Then we get something like a little distribution, a little buying exhaustion here, right? So these are signs of, we have liquidity on the offer as resistance. We have buying sweeps. We rotate, we auction a little bit, and then we have sellers pushing down. I exit the trade at this point, right? Just before we break down this first lower deviation. So that was basically my trade there. We created the uptrust action at this level here. What is it? 5909.50. Right, so within the Wyckoff accumulation structure, after you create an uptrust action, you could get a rotation back down to the lows, which did happen. We tagged this liquidity here, auctioned, and then we pushed off. So I usually take more black sun strategies, which are short trades. My weak play is basically taking long trades, right? So I have to practice my long trades a little more. At this point here, after we hit this liquidity and we auction and we break above first lower deviation, that's another setup for me, right? So I could have taken this up to here. If I see the exhaustion before VWAP, I could exit again, right? So I was a little cautious, kind of just, okay, I already had a successful trade on the accumulation side, the bowling green strategy, and I just didn't want to mess it up with trying to take these other little trades right here, right? So basically I was waiting for price action to maybe do a shakeout below these levels here, a spring below these levels, take out this liquidity, kind of sweep below value area high, and then I would probably look to take another long trade. But price action didn't really do that, so I just kind of opted out. So this accumulation structure is still in progress, right? So you see we have the back and forth, but as long as, let's say I bought here the secondary stop, if my stop is below the selling climax around this level, the trade is still in play, right? But you could still get a spring or a shakeout that'll take out those long trades that are in from here, trying to catch the long reversal. They might shake them out before they go to the upside, right? So they might do this before they do this, right? So that was my trade there, bowling green strategy. I gotta be a little more nimble or a little more aggressive with taking these long reversals, because now basically price action or the trend is basically on to the upside. So buyers will be buying the dips. Like all of this here is buyers waiting to get in their trades or maybe stopping out. But most likely they're trying to get into positions, right? Long positions. So trying to go along with the trend. It's not my strength to really take long trades, so I have to practice this a little more. But today was a good I took a good setup today at the secondary stop, which is right here, right? All right, y'all. So it's Mayaka Al Shalama. This is MELEK Shelemoh Trading, and y'all trade safe and stay blessed. Shalom.